So hello guys, welcome back to yet another video where today we'll be solving the fourth problem from the CSES problem set. So let's get started. So the question states that we have been given an array which is 3, 2, 5, 1, 7. Let's name this array as ARR, and we know that all the arrays are zero based index. So we can number it as 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So according to this question, we have to modify this array in such a way that all the next element, or I can say that all the current element, has to be greater than or equal to its previous element. So in this case, we can see that 2 is not greater than 3. So what we have to do is, we have to increment the value of 2 until it becomes greater than or equal to 3. Now the question states that what is the minimum number of moves that is required for this array to satisfy this condition. So what we can do is, we can use two pointers over here. Let's say the two pointers are I, j, where my j is pointing to my current element and my I is pointing to my previous element. So in this case, my j is over here and my I is over here. I will check, is my j greater than I? Over here, j I mean 2 and I mean 3. I can see that 2 is not greater than 3. So what I will do is, I will increment the value of 2. Now since the question has stated that what is the minimum number of moves, so obviously I will only increment the value of 2 until it becomes equal to 3. So what I will do is, I will say, since 2 is less than 3, I will increment 2 to 3. So for that I have to increment this value by 1. Now the new updated array is 3, 3, 5, 1 and 7. Now once this operation is done, I will increment the value of I by 1 and j by 1 so that it points to the next element. So over here, now my I is pointing to 3 and my j is pointing to 5. Now I can see that 5 is greater than 3. So I don't have to increment the value of 5 since it already satisfies this condition. Then what I can do is, I can again take these two pointers, which is I and j, and I can point them to the next element. So I is pointing to 5 and j is pointing to 1. Now I can see that 1 is not greater than 5. So I have to increment the value of I. But I will increment it only until point where it becomes equal to 5, and for that I have to increment it by 4 times. So I have incremented here by 4 and over here I have incremented it by 1. So the new updated array is 3, 3, 5, 5 and 7. Now once this is done, I will make sure that now my I and j point to the next element. So my I is over here and my j is over here. Over here I can see that 7 is clearly greater than 5. So I don't have to increment this value 7 anymore. Now in this entire process, I can see that I have incremented the values by plus 1 and by plus 4, and overall I have incremented it by 5 times, and that is the reason why here the answer is given as 5. So I hope you understood like how to solve this question. So let's move on to the coding part. Here I have used two pointers. I have named it as current pointer and previous pointer, which is basically the j and I, which I explained in the example. Moves is the number of times that is required to increment it, so I have named it as moves. Now while my current pointer is less than n, that is in the previous example 3, 2, 5 and 7. So what is n? N is the length of the array. So in this case, my length of the array is 5. Now current pointer is j. So while my j is less than 5, because I just have to check until 4, because beyond 4 there is no element present over here. So while my j is less than n, I'm I keep on checking if my current element is less than my previous element, then I'm incrementing my moves value, and I'm making sure that I update my array such that it just become equals to its previous element. And at the end, I'm incrementing my two pointers as well so that it points to the next element. And in the end, I'm making sure to print my moves value, which is to satisfy the condition, that is every current element has to be greater than its previous element, and how many moves it took for me to satisfy that condition, I'm printing it at the end. So if you understood this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I will be coming up with more videos. Until then, take care and bye bye.